welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. I know I haven't posted in a long while, and I was gonna make a whole new video on why I haven't been posting, where I've been, what I've been doing, but I figured I don't want to give an explanation. Some of it's a bit personal, and to be quite frank, I just haven't been bothered to make a new video and haven't had time. Anyway, in this video I wanted to talk about my TTC journey, so my trying to conceive journey. So I've been trying for a long time, which is why I wanted to make this video, to try and kind of help other people who are also trying to conceive and having the same problem as me, and so that we can create a platform where we can ask each other questions and get advice and all of that stuff. So currently I follow two different apps. I have an app called Ovia, which basically tracks your periods, it tracks your ovulation. You can edit so say when you baby dance last, or when you was last ovulating, when you last did a pregnancy test, what your temperature is, when you're ovulating, when your last period was, if it was spotting, what your mucus is like, and all of that lot. And it will do its best to plan when the best time for you to try is. Obviously everybody's different, so it's going to be different for everybody, and it won't always be 100% spot on, so you are better still doing your ovulation tests and kits around the time your app thinks you're ovulating. And then I have another app called Glow, and that does exactly the same thing. They both have forums on them, so you can go and talk to other people and ask questions and ask for advice from what other people are going through, and all that stuff. So yeah, I follow them two apps. They both give me rough days, and it's normally they're either exactly the same days depending on the data I put in, or they'll be like 1 or 2 days out from each other, but even so it gives me a rough idea. Both apps will also follow pregnancy when you do get pregnant, so they don't just do period and trying to conceive, they do pregnancy as well. So it'll give you like the size of your baby, if they should be kicking yet, what you should feel at this stage, how big you should be, and all that stuff. So yeah, to get into my TTC journey, I've watched a hell of a lot of videos on YouTube already and done a lot of research, and I am back and forth with the doctors at the minute, because myself, like many others, we have been trying to conceive for a long time and nothing's happening. So mine started, I would say, it properly started in about August 2017. So I was on the depot injection before meeting my partner. My last injection was May of 2017, and I got with my partner in the June. We decided very early on that we did want children together. That's something we wanted, and I know a lot of you are going to say that we rushed it, or that we haven't given our relationship a chance yet and it will put too much strain on us. We're both young, but we just thought it was ready, and that we was both wanting children together, and we both thought that we'd be together forever anyway, so why not start a family? We want a family young. We don't want to wait until we're over 30. So we're trying, hence why we're trying now. We want more than one child, however at the minute we're aiming just to get our first one. So yeah, we started to try. I mean, we've never ever used contraception anyway, but obviously coming off the depot, my periods weren't regular, so I couldn't track anything, so we was just having unprotected sex. However, by about August time 2017 I started getting periods, so I figured even if they're irregular and I can't track them, we're just gonna try anyway and wish our luck. So that was happening from August up until about May of 2018, and then that's when my periods started regulating. I had about 6 months of tracking them, and they was always on the same dates, and all that stuff. So we figured that we'd properly start trying. I would do the ovulation tests, I would follow my apps, I would see when I'm ovulating and all of that stuff, and we was trying. However, it's now been a year, it'll be a year and 3 or 4 months now, I would say. So August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. A year and 7 months now, so it's over a year and a half. It'll be 2 years in May since I came off my depot, and a year and a half, 2 years in August that we've been trying. But we've been doing everything that we're supposed to. So we've been tracking my periods, we've been having, we've been trying every other night around ovulation. I've been following my apps. I've been trying to lose weight, drinking a lot of fluids and water. I have started to try and lose weight now. Seems that it's not working, and that could be a factor. But it's been a year and 7 months now and nothing's happened. I have been taking folic acid and iron on a daily basis, but still nothing's happening. My ovulation tests never have a peak, so I went to the doctors, and they've taken some blood. So this is current date, this month they took some blood, and next week I've got to go in for this is TMI, but next week I've got to go in for a vaginal exam. They're gonna see they're going to check my hormones and my thyroids. They're going to look at my bloods, check all my levels, and then if they can't find anything, they're then going to look at if I've got something like endometriosis, if I've got something wrong with my cervix, if there's something wrong with my womb, and they're just going to make sure that I am releasing eggs like I should be, and if it turns out that I'm not releasing eggs, then there is medication out there that can help. And also in May it'll be 2 years. In May it'll be a year off my depot. So 2 years off my depot. Sorry. So if I'm still not pregnant by May, then they're gonna try and refer me to a TTC clinic. So that they can discuss ways that I can improve myself to try and get pregnant. But it's been a long journey and it's been a long struggle. It's very stressful, and when me and my partner both work, so when we've worked long shifts and we get home, if it is around ovulation day, we don't feel like having intercourse that day because we don't feel like trying because we are so tired, and sometimes that could mean that we've missed our ovulation window. So it does get very stressful, when you get to the end of every month and you're like 2 days before your period's due, so you take a pregnancy test and it's negative, and then you come on, and it is very upsetting. And is very frustrating and very stressful to keep getting these negative tests, hence why we're now seeing doctor to try and get it sorted, see what the problem is. So yeah, I've been going through the same struggle, seeing people around me get pregnant and saying, oh, I wasn't even trying. I don't feel angry at them, I don't blame them. When people say that they've got pregnant without even trying, it makes me feel like there's something wrong with me. I have so much go through my head, why am I not pregnant? Why is it not working for me? I've been speaking to family about it, seeing if there's anything run in our family that could be a reason that I'm not getting pregnant. I know that my sister's got problems with her, and I know some stuff runs in our family. I'm not going to go into detail with it and name anything or who or what. So I think going to the doctors, I can rule out anything that could be wrong with me, and we can get to the bottom of whatever is stopping me from getting pregnant. They do say that in the first year only 80% of people get pregnant. In 2 years 90% of people get pregnant. So my chances are still quite high in the first year, but by the second year, if I'm not pregnant, then it could mean going into things like IVF and fertility treatments and things like that. So yeah, my partner said that if there's nothing wrong with me, then obviously he'll get checked, he'll go to the doctors, try and sort himself out. I think the main factor is that we're both stressed, we both work hard, and you know, we are both trying, and I think it's putting a lot of stress on us because you are having to try, you know, and have sex more often than you would, or some nights you don't feel like it, but you think to yourself, well, I need to. So sometimes it not necessarily forced, but it can feel like you're under pressure, because obviously you only ovulate for 1 to 2 days, so you don't, like, your egg's only fertile for like 1 day, and obviously it varies in every person, so you don't want to risk missing that chance. So we're now in March and I'm still not pregnant, but same as I said, I am at the doctor's, they're doing tests, and they're trying to figure it out. So yeah, I just know that it helps to have someone to talk to about it, and I know that I'm probably going to get a few comments like, oh, you're young, you know, you've got years to go and all of this, but it's hard knowing that you want children now, you think you're ready for children now, and when it comes to trying, you can't conceive, but other people who aren't trying can conceive. And like, I've got friends out there that are all pregnant now or are trying as well, and they managed to get pregnant really quickly, and I know everybody's different, but it just makes me feel like there's something wrong with wrong with me, and that something's happening, and I think I just want to get that out the way before I can, you know, because if there's nothing actually wrong with me, then I've got nothing to blame for not being pregnant, whereas if there's something wrong, at least then I can say, well, actually that's the reason I'm not pregnant, and hopefully there's something like medication wise or something I can do to improve the condition if there is something wrong, which I'm kind of hoping, because at least then I can, you know, say, well, this is the reason I wasn't getting pregnant. I did speak to my doctor about the fact that I was on the depot injection for 2 years, which is a contraception. And she said that they are trying to stop giving people that, because the depot injection, and that they're thinking of like the rod and the coil and things like that as alternatives, because a lot of people with the depot, it does like put their reproductive system on hold. So even though I'm getting pregnant, I'm getting periods, I'm not necessarily dropping eggs or releasing eggs. And she said that if I'm not releasing eggs, then the depot could be the reason why. It doesn't stop your fertility for your whole life, it can just stop it for a number of years, but there are medications out there that, if this is the case, that can help me get back into a cycle and help my body to ovulate again. So yeah, this is, you know, a very hard struggle, and I know there's people out there that are going through the same thing. I have a few people I know that are going through the same thing, or, you know, that they've been pregnant before and they're trying to get pregnant again and it's not happening, or same as me, they've been on some contraception and they just can't get pregnant. So yeah, I'm hoping that, you know, there's other people out there who you know, there's people you can talk to. Like, I go on my apps all the time, and I comment on people's posts, and I put my own posts up, and people comment on mine, and even though you don't know them, it helps to have someone who's going through the same thing as you, so that you can talk to them and you can relate to them. I know that I've moved away from home, so I don't live with any of my family, so I know that when I am going for a bad day, or I'm having I feel really low about myself, I can ring my mum or my sisters and I speak to them about it, or my mother-in-law, or but I don't want to. I can speak to John about it, my partner, because obviously we're both in the journey together, we're both trying together, and it's just as upsetting for him to get a negative test as it is for me. But at the same time, I would rather speak to my family about when I'm having a rubbish day, rather than putting more stress on John and more worry on John, because I don't want that to be a reason why we're not getting pregnant. So yeah, I do tend to speak to my family. But leave a comment down below if, or you know, go on my social media, find me on Instagram, or just comment below if you're going through the same thing, any tips and tricks you have for trying to get pregnant. If you've gone through the same thing as me and you've been trying for ages and it's not happening, and then you went to the doctors and you've had advice and you are now pregnant, or you know, if you're going through the same thing as me and you've been given advice, if you can, you know, mention that advice down below, see if it'll help me. But same as I said, that there is tests being done and they are looking into it, so hopefully my goal is to be pregnant by the end of this year. If I'm not pregnant by the end of this year, it'll be devastating. I mean, I'm not going to give up trying, but I have got to the point now where I'm tired and it's not fun anymore. People say go on holiday, enjoy yourself, relax, and then you're more than likely going to get pregnant because you are relaxed, you're not thinking about it. But I think for the case with me, I think it is that we need to figure out why I'm not ovulating, and get that sorted. So yeah, leave a comment down below. I'll try and reply to everyone I can, and I'll keep you updated. Each month I can comment back on this video or put up on my Instagram a follow-up of whether I'm pregnant or not, and keep you guys in the loop. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's just me ranting, and it's just me talking about something that's quite personal to me, but I hope that there's people out there who's going to watch this video who are in the same position as me. And you know, if you are, just give me a message. I'm happy to talk, I'm happy to reply back, and you know, I'm happy to try and comfort you and talk to you about it, and so we can get through it together rather than having to deal with it on your own. So I hope you liked the video, and until my next one, bye.